Greetings. You're watching a special edition of the BLAINESWORLD Show, heard here on WPVM FM 103.7. Ordinarily, we are on the air at 9 a.m. on Wednesdays, but here we're doing the special video edition, so it can just be seen by folks on Facebook. And let me, first of all, have our guests wave to all your fans and friends in Facebook world. So if you're watching, you can see these three lovely people. And let me, start off by introducing my guests. And they are Abby Felder. And Abby is a writer, designer, puppet artist, theatrical producer, and not-for-profit arts administrator who works off Broadway in New York City, nationally and internationally, including in the Asheville area. And I have no idea how you find time to do all these different things, Abby, but somehow you manage to do so. And by the way, I should welcome you officially to Asheville, right? You've only been to Asheville for permanently full-time for a little bit?
Yeah, just over a year now. It's been amazing.
Okay, well, glad to have you on board. Also, Safi Martin is, I love her description, she's a farm girl through and through, and raised by plant lovers on a 40-acre farm in the foothills of North Carolina. She knows her way around the various gardens. And lastly, I'll introduce you to Dwayne Barton, and he's CEO of this organization, which we'll be talking about. He grew up in Washington, and as a Gulf War veteran, he attended Norfolk State University. And Dwayne, rather than have me tell the rest of your background, if you could just kind of give a Reader's Digest version of how you got from there to being in Asheville now.
Well, my family's been in this community we're in right now for several years, and I moved back here in 2001. And I'm a visual artist, and I've been working in communities for a long time. And I also work with young people. So my focus is the arts, the environment, and social enterprise.
Okay, and let me ask you too, in terms of introductions, how did you meet then Safi?
We met at a political rally. I guess it was a person running for governor against Jesse Helms at the time. Senator, I forget her name.
Cynthia Brown.
Cynthia Brown. We met at a Cynthia Brown campaign meeting.
Okay, and that was a couple of years ago?
We met in 2002.
Okay, so then how do you then, so you met, and Safi, kind of update folks a little bit on your background, and then we'll kind of tie it into this current project.
I've lived in and around Asheville since 1990-ish, I guess, and have been involved with various urban agriculture initiatives and projects, including the community gardens that we've developed here in our community. I also have an extensive background in community mental health and behavioral health. I've spent over 20 years working with children and their families to create healing and promote healthier, more functional lives together.
And what's kind of interesting, I guess you went from there to starting this project, which we'll talk about now, called the Blue Note Junction. And I just love, by the way, I just love the name, but I have no idea what it means. And so why don't you kind of explain what Blue Note Junction is all about?
Yeah, so the Blue Note Junction, the name itself is really an homage to a building and a person who did incredible work in our community. So the building was called the Blue Note, and it served at one point as a community grocery store, and then also as a youth music hall. And I'll let Dwayne talk a little bit more about the gentleman who founded that, who was also the founder of our neighborhood.
Okay, Dwayne, if you would do the honors.
Yes, his name was E.W. Pearson, and he moved to Asheville around 1906 and established a number of businesses, established his community. He got the first charter for the NAACP in North Carolina. It started here in Asheville. He started an agriculture festival, a semi-pro baseball team. So and he built that building, the Blue Note, around in the 1920s. Unfortunately, it was torn down in 2007, around 2007, and we've been trying to honor that history in that place since then.
And so then let me ask you, Abby, how you got involved in this project, if you would.
Well, as you know, I've been running Asheville Creative Arts now for about a decade. We have been fortunate enough to have Dwayne as a collaborating artist on several projects where he did a lot of set design and also brought in some original artworks by young people that he sort of led a creation of at Claxton Elementary for a project. And each of our shows, we have talkbacks, and Dwayne would often helm those talkbacks to sort of bring his real life experience of service in the community into the themes of the shows that we were working on. So this partnership was sort of organic and rooted in this artistic collaboration. And I think what's so resonant to me is that each of our backgrounds is really about youth empowerment and using the arts to nurture youth and to promote health and healing and wellness within young people as the sort of foundation for healthy communities and positive change in communities. So our partnership evolved in that context based on those similarities. And then, you know, they've had this vision for this beautiful space in honor of this historic, you know, figure in this historic neighborhood, and in the face of a lot of change and gentrification and things like that. And so we're just happy to be along for the ride to add some support and capacity around, you know, arts-based education with young people. And the space is supposed to have a performance venue that is just a really exciting opportunity to kind of evolve a community-based curation process within the neighborhood, and just some pipelines for young people to learn, you know, technical theater skills and program curation and all of those exciting things. So it really is just, I think, a culmination of all of our three interests that really intersect around arts.
Now, will the space actually be open, or is it open now for use?
It's not. So we're just in the beginning phases of really visioning out. We have a site plan for the project, so we can talk a little bit about all the things that will be involved in the site or included in the site. But it is a blank canvas right now.
Okay, cool. And so tie that into the fact that you're going to then be opening up to the community to see or learn more about, I guess, this Sunday, November 21st, from 3 to 6 p.m. What'll be happening then?
Yes, that's a great question. So the event this Sunday really is part community celebration and really just introducing the larger community to this project, the Blue Note Junction. So related to Blue Note Junction, we're going to have a tent with information, including the site plan, how to get involved, how the project even came to be, and what the vision for the project is as far as building it out, what phases that, you know, how that build out looks like, what phases we'll take in building it out, and really how people can be involved in that project, in this project, every step of the way.
And talk about that then. You said that folks can become involved. How would you like to see them involved?
Well, Dwayne, you want to talk about that?
I mean, through their time, talent, and treasure. I think we've been able to maintain the space we currently in because people gave what they had, and we anticipate the same type of pattern on this much larger project. I think this is one of the most ambitious projects we ever took on, and but it's based in the root of things we have already done in the past successfully.
So if people come on this Sunday, the 21st, what will they see or hear? There'll be some presentations, I guess, by you folks. Will there be other things happening as well?
Yeah, there will be.
For example?
Yeah, there will be music, food, children, games, and adult drinks and food.
Yeah, we're gonna host. There's a band called Wild Man the Incredible, that will be performing that is not to be missed. Multi-piece band that I'm sure spans several different genres. We'll also have food made by Cooking with Comedy, which is a local chef, and Benet on Eagle. Both will be contributing some small plates for guests. We'll have signature cocktails to celebrate the Blue Note Junction, and mocktails for those who want to get on the action without the alcohol. And we've had a generous contribution of drinks from New Belgium Brewing as well.
I think he also told me it's New Belgium Brewing, and where's it, Double Crown also is one of your sponsors?
Right, and the Double Crown is also participating in the event. They're providing the sound for the event, as well as I believe at least one bartender to help us make sure everybody gets their drink orders.
Okay, very nice. Abby, let me ask you then, in terms of you having experience in this in the past, what was it like bringing then all these different organizations together? I mean, this is pretty impressive for a group that's not even officially in a building. You have all these people coming together. You're very good at that. How do you go about doing that?
Well, my skills pale in comparison to Dwayne and Safi, who really are like the signature community cohesers, we could say. Like Dwayne mentioned earlier, that they're building on a track record of work that they've already done, and the two of them really have established such deep roots in that community, largely by building networks and relationships, and through generosity of bringing other partners on board. And I think with the pandemic, we have yet another wake-up call to the fact that we all need to work together in order to be successful, and breaking out of silos, which I think is pretty commonplace for different organizations, just because of time constraints and lack of capacity on the staff levels, et cetera, et cetera. It just won't work in our new world. And so I think we're all sort of living our values of working as a collaborative team, and just opening up space for, as Dwayne said, time, talent, and treasure. And that means volunteers of time. It means, people who can contribute resources. And that includes, their in-kind contributions of expertise, as well as cash. We'll take cash. So we are asking people to, there's a sliding scale of donations to come to the event, which you can do in advance at the Asheville Creative Arts website, which is tax deductible. You can also do it at the door. And, access and accessibility are really important to all of us. So those who can't contribute in a monetary way are still encouraged to come. And there'll be plenty of opportunities to participate in the raffle, enjoy the complimentary beverages, and food and things like that. So lots of opportunities to support, and we hope that people will sign up and just stay involved. And
also, if you would, Abby, you mentioned the website, or people can sign up, or I guess make contributions or get tickets. What's that website again?
Sure. So you can go to the Hood Huggers website, which is hoodhuggers.com, and there's a link there. Or you can also go to the Asheville Creative Arts website, which is ashevillecreativearts.org. And there'll be a tab that says donate and advertise, and it's the Blue Note Junction function. You can donate through there. And like I said, all donations are tax deductible, which is great as we near the end of the year. And the great thing about going to the Hood Huggers website is you can also be prompted to sign up for the newsletter, which will allow you to enter your interests in volunteering your time, talent, and treasure in the long term.
If I can ask back to Safi and Dwayne, so how long has this been a vision of yours? When did it first come together?
We've been cultivating this vision since 2011. I started working on a business plan for a brick and mortar market that would grow out of the gardens. And at the core of that business model that we were building together was really supporting other entrepreneurs and aspiring entrepreneurs. So the market itself would not exist if we didn't have other makers involved in the project. And then that's evolved over the years as Dwayne has started Hood Tours, which is Black History Tours here in Asheville. And most recently, like Abby referred to how the COVID pandemic has really just, it's really asked us all to reevaluate what's truly important. And we look at all the things that this community has been through, and some of it's been very traumatizing to historical residents of the community. How do we promote healing? And so Dwayne had this great idea.
Hot tubs in the hood.
Yeah.
Yes.
So with the Blue Note Junction, we said not only do we want to support businesses and entrepreneurs, we also want to promote healthier lives. So we say that the Blue Note Junction sits at the crossroads of entrepreneurship and health. So there'll be a community spa that's included in this project. There's performing arts spaces, both indoor and outdoor, included in the projects. There's teaching gardens in the project so that we can teach people how to grow their own food. There's a commercial kitchen so we can teach people how to cook and give opportunities for entrepreneurs to build out their food-based businesses. There'll be greenhouses, which is just an expansion of the plant cells we've had here in the gardens over the years, where we can really encourage folks throughout the community to just try their hand and grow their own garden, grow their own food. So just lots of elements that are synergistic in the project.
A lot of good stuff. I'll ask Dwayne, when do you see this all sort of getting to the next step? In other words, so we have this big kickoff event this Sunday. Do you have a plan in terms of taking place in the next year, 2 years, 5 years? How do you see it happening?
Yes, it's outlined until it's completed for the next, I think for the next 3 years, I think you got it laid out for the next 3 to 5 years, the different phases, phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3.
If I can ask you, what's the very next phase? Say phase 1. What's going to be happening after Sunday? What's going to happen?
So phase 1 is a couple of things. So the first piece in the puzzle is securing the property. We have a relationship with the landowners of the piece of property that's in the community want to use. And so we're raising the money to purchase that piece of property. And then the additional part of phase 1 is the planning and community engagement. So one of the things that's essential to us in this process is community involvement. And so we will be creating what's called the Blue Note Advisory Committee. And so we'll be inviting people from within this neighborhood and outside of this neighborhood who bring time, talent, and treasure to the table to be a part of guiding the process. So that's really phase 1, which is over the course of the next month and the next year of the planning phase.
Who do you want to come on Sunday? Who's invited?
Everybody,
yeah.
I mean, is it family friendly?
It is family friendly, absolutely.
Okay. Can people bring pets?
We actually ask that people not bring pets. It's when we get all the dogs interacting, it's not always a friendly environment.
Okay, gotcha. And let me just ask Abby again, if I can ask you to repeat, if folks want to find out more about this event, it's going to take place on Sunday, November 21st, 3 to 6 p.m. And I love it to celebrate with food, drinks, and music. And to learn more about this Blue Note Junction, best bet is to do what, Abby?
You can visit the Hood Huggers website at hoodhuggers.com, or you could visit the Asheville Creative Arts website at www.ashevillecreativearts.org. And it's got all the information, including the address, which is 47 Bryant Street, right in West Asheville, very conveniently located. And yeah, it is. It's family friendly. It's supposed to be beautiful weather on Sunday, so a great final opportunity to be outdoors maybe before it gets chilly again for actual fall. It's going to be a lot of fun.
The event it's from 3 to 6, and if for some reason folks weren't able to make a donation ahead of time and they want to just show up at the event, we'll be able to take donations at the event as well. So
Okay.
no wrong door.
Well, anyway, I'd like to thank you, all three of you, for certainly educating me about this Blue Note Junction. Just a really cool name, and invite people to come, I guess, see you this coming Sunday. And hopefully we'll be able to hear more about this over the years and have you on several times during and actually get to the proposed facility as well. So thanks again, guys. And what I'd like to do is I'm going to end this special edition of the Blaine's World Show. But I'd like you to just stay on with me for just a second, and we can talk off the air. So thanks a lot, guys. Speak to you soon.
Thanks so much.